Live from Flatbush. This is the Brooklyn Trash Talk Podcast. My name is Flatbush Finest.
They call me Lag.
Nazir.
Goon.
And Will.
So, we got the NBA Power Rankings. This your boy Goon. I'm going to read them off real quick. Number 1, Golden State. Number 2, the Houston Rockets. Number 3, the Celtics. Number 4, the Timberwolves. Number 5, the Grizzlies. 6, the Raptors. 7, the Spurs. 8, the Clippers. 9, Pistons. And at 10, the Cavaliers. So, what y'all think about that? That's the Power Rankings currently right now. So,
I think I'm kind of shocked Cleveland's in number 10, but they deserve it. Still Cleveland. They got the king on the team. I think Detroit may fall out next week, give or take. Golden State, of course, is going to be Golden State. Other than that, I'm pretty sad. I think San Antonio is going to move up from 7. I think they're going to move up top 5 maybe. And Memphis is balling. Tyreek Evans, that boy's balling.
Not really no surprise. Golden State number 1. Detroit is kind of surprising me. Cleveland struggling, but they'll probably move up to about number 4. The Spurs will probably move up once Kawhi Leonard come back.
That's a good idea.
Boston Celtics is balling right now. Kyrie Irving, so number 3 I agree. Houston I agree, but no Chris Paul. Number 2 still. Everything's good though.
Okay. Will?
Well, of course, Golden State. I think they got the best team in the NBA. I'm not surprised to see Boston, Houston. I feel like they got good ball rotation. I know Cleveland's going to go up. San Antonio's going to go up. OKC soon be there. I'm a little shocked at Toronto. And I don't know if the Clippers could keep it up or Detroit. But it's a good season. We'll see.
All right. Same. I think that the Cavs being at 10 is crazy, but they'll move up. It's still early. Granted that this is week to week. Clippers was number 2 last week, and now they 8. I say Timberwolves is steady at 4. Boston's on 10-game winning streak right now, so they'll probably be there for a while. And Golden State is the best right now, even though they caught a couple L's. So they'll be all right. So, what do y'all want to... Go, your turn.
well, I guess obviously Golden State is going to be 1. I think Boston being on their win streak should have been number 2. But they'll probably move up since they won 10 in a row now. Houston's still up there. They're still definitely top 3. Minnesota top 4. That's a good spot for them. Memphis, they balling. The Raptors are pretty good. They've been pretty good this season. San Antonio, I agree with Flatbush Fines on that one. They'll move up as soon as Kawhi get back. The Clippers, I think the Clippers are going to fall. Last couple games I watched with them, they were down 25 to the Heat, I believe, and they had to come back, and then they lost that game. So, I don't know. I think right now they're trying to ball hard because Chris Paul's not there, but they'll lose some of that momentum. I think they'll fall down. They'll fall out of this. The Pistons, they might stay here. They might not. You know, they playing real good right now, but I don't think they're gonna keep that. And the Cavs will move up. They don't have Isaiah Thomas back yet, and they still got LeBron, and they got chemistry problems, but they'll work it out and move up, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
All right.
that's the power rankings, y'all.
Yeah, power rankings for this week. That's how we're going to start it off every week.
Now we're gonna go to the first topic of the podcast. So far, who you think is the MVP of the league right now in the first 10 games?
Good topic.
Good topic.
Okay, we go.
Let's start with my man
Black.
Black.
Alright, so right now I feel like number 1, Greg Freak is the top MVP candidate right now. Kyrie Irving, number 2. The numbers might not be great, but Boston is balling. And number 3, funny or not, I'm going to go with my man Boobie Cousins. He's wilding in New Orleans right now. I'm going to go with DeMarcus Cousins. I feel like if they can keep that up, he'll be there. So we're going to go to Goon. What you think?
MVP right now, I have to say number 1, definitely Kyrie. Because he's had like 8 or 9 20-plus point games. His numbers haven't been crazy, but they've been really good, and he's leading that team. He's obviously leading that team. They won 10 straight now. So him and number one, Boogie Cousins was a good pick, but I would say Greek Freak, number 2. He's balling right now. And who would be 3? Third MVP pick, probably surprisingly James Harden. Probably go with the beard on that one because Houston's balling. People thought they'd be a little bit back because Chris Paul's not there, but they've been playing without him for the past 3 seasons, and Harden's been the MVP candidate, so they're still balling. Give him that.
I'm gonna go with Steph number 1 because Golden State's number 1, and they really killing right now. Only reason why I'm not gonna go Greek Freak because they definitely losing right now. I don't think that a player that's catching a lot of L's should be getting MVP considerations. But number 2, I would go with Boogie. They looking good. Rondo's coming back, and I think that will make them even better in the West. And then obviously my guy James Harden, number 3. I think that obviously because Chris Paul not here, they still winning games, beating a lot of surprising teams. So yeah, that's my 3. Not really different from the norm. Breeze.
I gotta say, I would pick Kyrie, but I think it's more of a team effort. I think Porzingis is really shocking me. And right now he got the Knicks in the playoffs. So I'm looking at Porzingis. I'm looking at Golden State, so I would say Kevin Durant. And like Chris said, I would go with Greek Freak, but they 12th in the East right now, so I can't. But as far as valuable, Boston did this last year, so I can't really say it's Kyrie. They did this last year.
Yeah.
My top 3. First, I go with Greek Freak. Let's hope. Number 2, I go with Kyrie. And number 3, I'm gonna go with KP.
That's interesting.
So that's my top 3 MVPs right now for the first 10 games of the season.
All right.
A little explanation on the KP though. I want a little explanation on KP. I know he's balling, but
Yeah, I wouldn't say KP.
he averaging 30.
The thing about MVP, I want to say, is it's been a little skewed lately about who they're gonna give the MVP, if it's to the winning teams or to the person who's killing the most. Because everybody's saying Greek Freak, but like we said, they're losing games. He's killing, but they're losing. So if he don't end up with like a top 5 or at least top 4 seed, because they were 6 last year, right?
Yeah.
So if they don't go up, I don't see him getting the MVP.
But he could get MVP because OKC was 6 last year.
Yeah,
Russ got
that's
it.
what I did. But he averaged a
Westbrook.
triple-double.
Yeah, you're right.
But like I said, I didn't think Westbrook should have got it last year because they wasn't winning. But they gave it to him, so we'll see.
Triple double's a triple double.
Triple-double's a triple-double. But the last person
and
who
it's-
had it didn't get the MVP. So
But it's like
Yeah,
Who
but
did-
the guy who got over him was
killing. Yeah,
wilding too.
he
so
was wilding.
But who did Oscar Robertson play with that year?
You can say that about Wilt too.
No, that's what I'm saying. Russell had nobody.
Russell had nobody, but Wilt's numbers was through the roof too. So it's like
Yeah, they
But
showed the
think
graphic.
about-
That 5, them 5, everybody on that 5 was killing.
Yeah.
Like, they was like 40, 30
honestly, it probably
points.
could have went either way. They
Yeah.
probably just picked Wilt because he
Mhm.
had the 100-point game. So it's like
Yeah, that's the same thing I said
people
about
lean
that
more
last one.
towards scoring at the end of the day when it's like, oh, this guy had a 100-point game. So
But just in your opinion, I don't think nobody gonna, unless Russell do it again, I don't
So
think
what-
nobody gonna have a triple.
Like, so like that's the question now. What do you think MVP means to you then?
To me, is
And who you got number 1 again?
I had Porzingis
Okay, so explain that. Number 1.
because I don't think nobody had expectations on the Knicks after losing Carmelo this year. I don't even think nobody had them making the playoffs really.
That goes into surprise.
And the guy is averaging 30.
Yeah, Luther said
Yeah,
playoffs.
you have to
And you said playoffs too.
Mhm.
Yeah, they both said playoffs.
So I would have to go like last year. What Westbrook did was incredible.
immaculate.
Not only did he average a triple double, he led the league in scoring,
yeah.
and he bought a team that shouldn't make the playoffs to the playoffs. So we have to put that into consideration.
And with so much that he did, it's like there was a game. That game he had the game win against the Nuggets.
Yeah, that
50-point
put
triple-double.
him over. Yeah, that put
He
him
knocked the Nuggets out the playoffs.
Like I feel
Got
like
the Portland Trailblazers to the playoffs.
I feel like
the Thunder
because
won the
of
game because of that one shot.
Yeah,
He's doing
That
stuff
was
like
another-
that.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was
like
a big
because of Steph, KD can't win it. Because of KD, Steph can't win it.
Yeah, I don't
And the
see
team is too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you look at somebody like Greek Freak, He don't really have nobody.
Or KP.
KP don't have nobody. So
But see, now the MVP don't usually go to those people.
No, but
there's
that's
a lot of
what
years that niggas kill and they teams is trash and they don't even
Yeah,
get
but
considered.
that's why I think the MVP had lost sight of itself at a point
Mhm.
because it was just going to if you was like the 1 or 2 seed
Mhm.
and you were the best player on that team, you was getting it. I didn't feel like
so all right. So what year you feel like the person won? They didn't deserve it.
Kobe.
Steph Curry.
What year?
Not the whatchamacallit
His
one.
first
The
year?
first one, yeah. That was a back and forth debate. I said him and James Harden. I said James Harden because they was number 2 in the West. Dwight Howard was out for half the season, and their numbers was comparable.
Who was number 1 in the West at the time?
Golden State.
Who had the bigger name
What were you
between
doing?
Harden and Curry at the time?
I don't think that
No, James
name.
Harden.
I don't
Yeah,
think
James
that
Harden had the
name.
bigger name.
I don't think that name.
That's
should
what it.
go
No,
into
that's
it.
what it comes. That's what I think. That's what it came
That's
down
what
to.
they do. That is what
It
they
came
do. but
down
I
to
don't
the
think
number
that.
1 seed and the
I don't think that
expectation because they didn't expect that from Golden State.
Because if you
They didn't
really,
expect that
if
from
you-
Houston
if you
either.
really look at it,
The year before
But
that.
who- but who
I don't
did
even
they
remember
expect?
what they was the year before.
but if you
I
look
don't
at
remember
it,
actually.
Isaiah Thomas should have been high up there last year.
Yeah,
Should have. He was top.
but
He
that
ended
it
up in
was
top 5.
it was a lot going
He
on.
should have been top 3.
But it was a lot. It
Over
was
Kawhi
hard.
Leonard?
Last year was heavy.
Why not?
It was
Kawhi
hard.
Leonard, he was doing his thing.
He
And
led
was
Boston to the
defensive-
number 1 seed and averaged 29. Like,
Yeah.
what more
He
you
did.
want from him?
But you
He
had
did.
that triple double, man. That's a good year. But if Westbrook wasn't doing what he doing, Isaiah probably would have walked on with it.
Nah, what?
But he
Harden
didn't
would've
even.
won.
He didn't even. Nah, Harden.
Harden would have won it over anybody
Yeah,
if
Harden
Westbrook
would've got
wasn't killing.
But
Harden was the
Isaiah
first
should
half
have been
MVP.
over Harden.
How?
Isaiah should have definitely
The
been
harder
up there.
conference? The Western Conference was the harder conference.
Not last year.
Yeah, of course
This year,
last year.
I agree, but
No,
not
last year, of course. How not?
A lot of players were injured, and Golden State, just like this year, they're head and shoulders above everybody.
In the Eastern Conference last year, who was the best team?
Should Boston have been better than Cleveland last year?
No.
But
Okay.
is that for Boston or is that because Cleveland wasn't playing as well?
It don't matter. He passed Cleveland.
Yeah, but I don't think I wouldn't personally give that to Boston. I would give that to Cleveland not playing well in the end of the season. They were just catching out, and they beat Boston.
And
They
you
smoked
also
Boston.
and you also have to give it to Boston for playing good.
I give it to Boston.
That's what I'm saying. But he was the engine that pushed them because the number 1 seed in the East changed 2 years ago because it was Atlanta. Then it
That's
was
what I'm
Boston.
saying.
So like he came and did what he had to do. He held it down.
If James Harden had Houston number 1 last year, he would have definitely got
Yeah,
the
he would've
MVP.
got that.
Even if
Even
Russell
with the triple-double,
averaged.
he had that
Number one
average.
last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
The
KD went
Warriors
to
had
Golden State.
KD.
If Houston finished number 1, there's no way in hell it wasn't going to James Harden.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I think going back to like staying on top with the MVP thing, currently this year, I think MVP should go to the person who elevates like their team. It's
Mhm.
not just
You're not always
That's
going
what
to
I
go
said about-
That's what I said about Greek Freak.
a lot of times players might not have crazy numbers, but their numbers are good. But it's also what they're doing with their teammates.
Team,
Like
yeah,
their
the team.
teammates are sitting there feeding off of the energy they bring. Like you bring that positive energy, you bring that winning vibe. It's like everybody wants to play with you. They see what you're doing. They're like, oh,
So
I
based
wanna
off
be ready.
based off of that, last year who you would have gave it to?
last year. I would definitely gave it to Westbrook because
Okay.
it was like you look at the way he was doing what he was doing, but he wasn't even trying to take credit for that.
Mhm.
A lot of times he was sitting there, like I think when he blew up on that reporter last year during
Don't
the playoffs,
bash my teammates
told him,
and
yo,
stuff like
don't
that.
try to divide us, don't
Yeah.
do none of that.
Mhm.
And they act
Show
other
leadership.
times when they say like, "Oh, Russell, you had a crazy triple double," and he's like, "Man, we didn't win, so I don't give about that." You know,
Yeah, that was good.
that says a lot about a player. When people look at that and they're like, "Wow, this guy." It makes your teammates want to run want to run the break. It makes Roberson want to run every time because he knows Westbrook will pass it to him, even though he could get 30. I think he had like a triple double last year. We scored like
Yeah.
12 points or something like that. He made all his shots. I think that was a record too.
Yeah.
Somebody who made all his
So
shots.
so we all agree the right person got it last year.
No, we don't know.
Everybody but one. Yes.
All right.
Everybody else agrees.
But that's just an example. I'm saying like, it should go with a person who not only is playing well, but also is elevating his team.
yeah.
Like KP, you can make an argument for KP. Like
Right
the
now,
Knicks-
and the Knicks is
Oh,
over
if
500
he-
right now.
if he-
Technically,
over
they over.
500, yeah.
And the game that they lost last night, he didn't play. Just to throw that out there, he
but
didn't play
they're
last
feeding off
night.
the energy. You look at the
Yeah.
way he's playing.
If
It's
he,
like he's getting a block on one end,
And
coming
then
down,
Duncan booming
running,
it, yeah.
running the floor. Jared
Getting the
Jackson throwing
three.
passes.
Okay, so
getting
Closing
that one.
games,
All
closing
right,
games
so
strong.
now let's say they go from not making the playoffs to the second seed in the East this year. He's gonna get the MVP.
He's gonna get the MVP. If they finish,
definitely.
if they finish top
Definitely.
4, he
it's
gotta
way
get it.
too early to say
I'm
You
just
know
something.
saying,
what?
if they finish top 4, he got
Because
it.
also that's another factor, a fresh face.
Yeah,
People they
MVP.
You can technically give the MVP to the same person every
Oh,
year
yeah.
for a
Yeah,
certain period if
they
they
can.
win it, but it's like people will want to see
Yeah, new people.
new people
I
all
wanna-
the time. They'll still put that person in the top 3 to be like, hey, this guy's still
Because
on that
that's an
level,
accomplishment. They always put
But
that
it's like-
accomplishment.
I got a
top
question though.
you know?
Since Kyrie's gone,
Mhm.
does that put LeBron back in the race? Like legit? Because they always put him in the top 5 whatever. But is he legit a horse in the race again now? Like if when Cleveland turns it around and they bring it back to number 2, number 3, wherever they finish the East,
Number 2 don't.
is LeBron back to being? Can LeBron win number 5 this
I
year?
think he got to win.
In his
I think
50,
he got to win
you
a lot
think
of
he
games.
win number 5?
He gotta
Without
win
a
this year.
doubt.
I think you got to win a lot of games and finish 1st.
Mhm.
And it do matter on the other people, the other candidates too.
Okay.
But you got to
Yo,
finish.
I really think Braun should win it every year. He's the most valuable player on the Cavs. He sit out, they lose. He's the most valuable player on that team. So I think LeBron should win it every year.
I think he's definitely a horse in the race, without a doubt. Because it's like if the Cavs start balling, especially it's like, all right, they start balling when they get IT back, and then the key matchups come around and they
Yeah.
win those games because those count towards the power rankings every week.
Yeah.
You win a game against the Warriors and you
Shoot
beat
up.
the Spurs in the same week.
Yeah.
Boom, your team's number 1 in the power rankings, even though the record might be better.
I
than
feel
other
like
teams.
his expectation is too high. Like he won't win it again because he's the only player. Like for LeBron to win MVP, he has to average at least 35.
Mhm.
That's the only way I can see them giving it to him because his ceiling is too high.
You don't think with the team that they have constructed now, I think because this Cleveland team is not that good.
But they're gonna still look at the fact that he has Kevin Love,
Okay.
and they're gonna still say when Isaiah get back, he has Isaiah. They're gonna say he has
Which they
Derrick
always do.
Rose. It's just like KD
Yeah.
or Steph. No matter what they do now, it's not gonna be enough.
Unless one like the only way KD or Steph could get it, one of them have to, like you said,
One of
jump
them
out the
they gotta
roof.
ball.
Like
Like,
one of
look
them have
at
to average like 35. They have to bug where you
Like, look at the
can't.
shit.
You could see it. Like one of
But
them is more dominant
Going
than the
back
other.
to what Goon said, that fresh face. Now, let's say Steph do average 33,
Mhm.
but Porzingis average 29 and lead the Knicks to the second seed. You're gonna go with Porzingis because you don't expect that from them. Steph,
Like look at what Steph did in 16 when he got the unanimous.
Mhm.
Now niggas question
Well
his
deserved.
they questioned his MVP the year before. Like, yo, it should have went to Harden. Even
Yeah.
NBA Player Association had their award show
Uh,
that the NBA took later on, but they had their award show and they gave Harden the MVP. The
Mhm.
Player Association gave him the MVP, like basically snubbed his Steph.
yeah.
But then the next year he came back.
He
Killed it.
pointed
Playing
had
out
a
of his
point of
mind.
proof, saying, "Yo,
It's like, yo,
But I don't even remember.
had one of
That,
the most efficient seasons ever.
yeah, that
He
year.
went-
Who else was who
because
else
Harden
was killing?
slacked off
Yeah,
that year."
they was 8th. And
Yeah,
they got
but
smoked.
you know,
Who else
Kawhi
was-
Leonard, because the Spurs won
Kawhi.
67 games, so
Mhm.
Kawhi Leonard
Oh,
was
yeah,
number
they,
2.
but
He got all the
they
second
won at
place votes.
73
Oh,
games.
okay.
in it.
But it's like Steph Curry came back and had that kind of season. For him to have gotten a third MVP with KD, you have to play out of his mind.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Which
think it's
he
over.
already
Yeah.
played out of his mind, so he
Yeah.
can't
Has,
do
has
it.
Steve Kerr ever won Coach of the Year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, he had it.
he got
Okay.
it.
The first year or
The
I don't
first,
remember
I
what
believe
year.
it was the
The
first
first
year.
year.
oh, okay.
He should have won the 73 and 9, but I think they
Who
snubbed
won
it because of the
who
Luke
won
Warren
that, though?
thing. I don't think they gave it to him because of the
Who
Luke
won
Warren.
Or I
stuff.
think he did get it for the
I
7th.
Did he
think
get it
got
that year? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I don't
You have to
know.
look it up.
Because
Back-
who else would have won that?
But
But you see the shift, like what you talking about the MVP. Before it used to be like, oh, best player in the best player in the on the best team. It used to be like best player on the best team. Now it's like the shift is the best player, less is more.
Yeah.
The less is more
Yeah, they
player.
I think
always
that's it.
shifting what
Should be
happens.
like that.
I think the shift now
It
is
should
less
be
is
a
more player.
grouping
But
altogether.
what years you feel like people got snubbed? Like
Like I said, I
Oh,
said
all right,
the
for
year.
instance.
I hear
won.
Kobe got snubbed a lot.
Like for
He
instance,
probably did, but I think
believe-
Kobe. I think Chris Paul got snubbed for Kobe. I think Chris Paul should have won that year.
I believe Jason Kidd got snubbed
The year,
when he came to the Nets because he basically did the same thing that Nash did for the Suns.
Yeah, true.
But
that's
Tim
the finals
Duncan,
year?
yeah, the two
What-
both finals.
what
years
year
he
was
in.
that?
He didn't-
02 and
Who
03.
did they give it to?
Tim Duncan, both years. You know what I'm saying? It's like not saying Tim Duncan didn't deserve it, but
They
at
won
the
the
same
finals
time,
that
it's
year.
like Jason Kidd took the Nets to the
Yeah,
finals
twice. So
twice. You know what I'm saying?
And
He
who was
basically
the
did
East?
what
But I
Nash
don't
did,
remember no
and Nash
East.
got
Oh,
back
Philly
to back
was doing
MVPs.
their thing.
Boston was good back then.
But
too.
if
Yeah.
you if you look at
Paul
it,
Pierce and
Tim
Antoine
Duncan
Walker.
kind of did the same with the Spurs. He was taking them to the finals.
Yeah, but I think he did that more so before.
But remember, Tim
Like
Duncan had a
when,
better team.
like when he got that Finals MVP,
Because
it was
he
sort of
still
like
had
that.
he still had David
One of them
Robinson.
years, yep.
Because the Spurs was a lottery team that he
All right,
came
so
through and
so we think
champion.
Kid got snubbed. Who else?
I
Kid
think
definitely got
Chris
snubbed.
Paul got
Chris
snubbed.
Paul, I
In
said
what
Harden.
year?
The year Kobe
Chris
won.
Paul
08,
got
that
snubbed
was?
in 08.
08.
Yeah, I
That
think
was
Chris Paul
08.
got snubbed.
LeBron James should have won at 08.
I think
LeBron-
I don't think Dirk
LeBron
deserved it in
averaged-
07.
37-7 that year.
And
Yeah.
what was his team?
His team was, I think, 4th or 3rd.
Yeah.
He had better numbers than Kobe, but the Lakers had
The
better
number one
record.
seed.
So
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul lost it because New Orleans and
And then
LA
New Orleans
played.
beat them?
They played. New Orleans lost to San Antonio. They played the Lakers for the number one seed, and the Lakers won. I think that's
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Kobe
yeah.
won.
okay,
the
so we got Chris Paul, Tim Duncan. Do you
Yeah,
think,
Jason
No,
Kidd.
I mean,
Jason
Chris
Kidd.
Paul,
no,
J-
no.
Jace, do you
I
believe
don't
Kobe
think
Bryant
Dirk
got
deserved
snubbed?
his MVP
Well,
in
yeah.
07.
The year Steve Nash won the 2
That
MVPs.
number one seed when they lost to
the
the Warriors?
first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
Shaq felt like he
Dirk's
got
numbers
snubbed.
weren't crazy though.
Do you
But
think
Kobe didn't Kobe finish like the 8th seed
When?
when
the years
Steve
that
Nash
Steve
won it?
Nash won?
One of them years, he definitely did.
Phoenix was winning 60 games.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Kobe got snubbed. That's when
Yeah, it
that's when
a-
Kobe was
but, you know,
struggling. That's when
you could
Kobe
say
was.
that's a system thing because Alvin Gentry was their coach and they got to the Western Conference Finals a few years after that. So it was like it was a run and gun system. Nash just happened to be their point guard.
You think the system would have been the same without Nash?
No, I think Nash elevated that system. When you have somebody like that, it elevates the system.
Oh, but so that's the not to cut you off.
The
We about
close on
to,
MVP.
that concludes the
Yeah,
MVP talk. We can pick that up again next week
Mhm.
and see what it is. So right now we're gonna discuss everybody feels about the Eric Bledsoe trade to Milwaukee. See if we're that because like talking about MVP and we talking about the Greek Freak. Now he getting a little bit of help from.
I think that make the Eastern Conference a little more competitive. Because so far I haven't heard it's a cakewalk.
That should have been a topic. If because everybody because
Biggest
like I said.
biggest surprises could go
Oh, the
into
biggest
that.
surprise we could throw. You're right. So,
Yeah.
all right, sorry for fast forwarding, but continue. Sorry. cut
I
you
think
off.
Boston is going to be really good.
No. We're discussing the Bledsoe
No,
trades.
no,
Okay.
I'm connecting it with it. So now I think the Bledsoe trade is going to make it real interesting. But I want to see if they could coexist. I don't know.
Mhm.
Because Greek Freak look like he wants to dominate.
He
the
needs a
court.
guard though. He know he needs a guard. If Bledsoe becomes a better passer, because he's not a passing point guard. He's definitely a scoring guard.
Mhm.
If he becomes a better passer with Jason Kidd, because Jason Kidd is gonna help him with
But
that.
they have
Bledsoe,
Brogdon.
yeah,
They can
Bledsoe
play with.
got
He
that
can play
type
within.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but it's just
bigger.
it's just
so-
a difference. It's
They
a
moving
difference. It's a
Brogdon to shoot.
difference
They
though.
definitely moving Brogdon.
It definitely elevates though, because Brogdon's
Young
he's a
kid.
solid player, but he doesn't
Still.
have that like killer. Not saying that Bledsoe has a killer instinct, but Bledsoe's
He's a
aggressive.
better scorer too. He's a way better scorer.
Bledsoe's aggressive.
I think with the
He's a
Bledsoe
playmaker.
trade,
Mhm.
though, I think with the Bledsoe trade, I think Jabari Park is like one step close out the door.
That's tough.
I think Jabari
Probably.
Park.
I mean, that's a good trio, though.
Yeah,
would
if he
be.
comes back, do anybody have
If
a
he can
timetable
stay
in this
healthy,
thing?
most likely probably
Man,
February,
that's
maybe
all.
January, February.
What you think about the Bledsoe move?
The Bledsoe was a good move. It give Greek a little more help. And I think once Jabari Parker get healthy and back, they'll be the top 4 in the East.
See, the tricky thing is not every superstar play better with help, though.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
some superstars, they play better with role players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Russell
saying?
Westbrook right now. He's
If
struggling.
they
with
know,
Melo
they
and Paul
know
George.
That's a
that
good
they
point.
know
Less is
that
more.
they need
Like,
it. If they want to just kill, they can say that. But if they want to elevate the team, they should know that.
But where's his mindset? Is it to win or MVP?
From what he's saying, the Greek Freak, he want to win.
I don't know about that.
Hey,
We got, like I said, it's early.
It
What,
is
they
very
10,
early.
11 games in the season right now. It's pretty
like I said, if
Is
they
it-
don't move up from 6 to like 4 or 3, I don't think that that's an improvement. Just because the East is so weak, like 6, it's like
I
3 or
don't think
4
the East
games.
is-
That's
I don't
what
I
I'm
think
think
the
it
East is
improves the
weak.
West.
No, okay, not right now, but we got to see projected. Projecting, do you think that the Pistons are going to stay? That goes into the surprises, of
I
course.
think
but-
this
Stan Van Gundy got them playing different, though.
So
So
good
it's,
coach.
it's like, you never know.
Agreed.
We're only looking at it, saying that it's weak based on the players in there. But like I tell people, you can't just base it off of the players. You have to actually look at the team. Because if you look on paper at the team that the Celtics got, it don't look that good. But when you see how they play together, it's amazing.
That's another one. He's a good coach too.
Moving there.
He's a good coach.
Brad Stevens is a good
The
coach.
Houston Rockets got a good coach. Because he's bringing out
For
the
what
best
they
out of
do.
players you don't
Yeah,
even
they
know
scheme.
about.
Mike D'Antoni.
But you gotta look at the trend though in the league now.
Mhm.
It's not everybody's moving away from that half court game.
Run and gun.
It's all about pace and
Detroit
Move
still
up the
plays
pace
something
and
with
get
a
shots.
Because they best players down there. That's why.
yeah.
best player is Tobias Harris. Not
But it's all
Drummond,
about-
but that's another argument.
Ooh, okay.
That's another argument.
don't know.
But it's all about pace. You see all these teams
Torres better
running and
than Reggie
gunning.
Jackson too.
They putting up 120 points. You got teams putting up 120 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Cavs beat the Wizards 130, 122.
Yeah.
That 122 could beat anybody else in the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? But everybody's just scoring so much because of the running and gunning. It's like a layup. It's like nowadays,
'Cause
3-on-1.
The NBA is based off of wing players now.
Yeah.
Players like
Small forward.
Everybody's on the
Iguodala-
wing, even the fives.
Andre Iguodala could do everything.
Yeah. You look at the best fives in the league. All of them can do everything. All of them can step out on the perimeter. And B can step out into the three-point line.
That's a good topic.
Or
for the
Zingas,
next-
Towns, all of them. And most of these teams that have that are like that.
Not to change the topic though, but do you think KP took the backseat of Melo?
Last year.
I think he's just because he's a rookie. I think it wasn't his time really. He's just a rookie. That's what I feel like.
Or do you think he playing better without Melo?
I think
for sure.
I think
it's
he
the
is.
same. I think it's
I
the
think
same.
it's
It's just that
trans-
he's the man, so
And
it
he's
looks
getting
like
more
he,
touches,
I think
yeah,
because he
definitely
balling
getting more
like he
touches.
played decent last year too.
But it's
Now he's averaging like 30.
but it's still too early.
It's early.
Yeah,
No,
right,
he
you're right.
is taking.
Them-
He
them
played taking.
numbers is gonna
Is it?
fluctuate.
It may if he can keep 30, he can keep 30.
I
And,
think-
and sometimes I don't look at how you play. I look at the pressure. I feel like Carmelo had a lot of pressure on him.
A lot.
You're right.
I don't think a lot of people embrace KP.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? With Melo, it was like if he
better
don't
do
do
this shit.
yeah, like
Especially from the jump. They
Yeah.
embrace KP.
You're saying, like,
So
there's-
since we already,
there's no
like-
pressure on KP.
Sorry, hold on.
not yet.
Since we
That
already,
New York
since we
pressure had
already
to
like
hit
ended the Bledsoe, we just gonna jump into it. We're gonna talk about our biggest surprises and biggest disappointment because we like already into the topic, so we might as well just keep it going as we going flowing. Y'all can either go in order or we could just keep the conversation mellow. Nobody, you know what I mean, and just speak on it. Like, you want to start off with naming your biggest surprises?
My biggest surprise is the Clippers.
Okay.
I thought they were done.
But what are they?
done.
What are
No, I'm saying they still in the power rankings.
Mhm.
They
But-
started like 5-0.
they started 5-0 and then lost 5 straight.
Yeah, it's still the beginning. I didn't expect them to do nothing with
still
losing
floating.
Chris
The team-
Paul and get in.
I'm just saying.
Beverly?
It don't
Yeah,
look. It,
Patrick
like I said,
Beverly.
they look like a regular team.
No, they don't look regular.
Are they better?
500 right now. I think
Are
that's
they
regular.
better?
Nah,
Or
they're not better.
They're not better. They're not better. They're not as bad as we thought they would have been, but they're not better. I think
Chris
that they
Paul
right. I
is a
think
big
that they'll stay.
No,
in
I don't
that.
think Chris Paul.
But
Maybe.
Blake Griffin is an alpha dog.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I
When
think
he's healthy.
yeah, he's an alpha
That's
dog.
a
So
big
I
if.
think if they stick together and play that alpha, they could make the playoffs.
Even though,
Nah,
even
Doc
though,
I
Rivers,
don't think that they can make.
not
these
that you
teams
wrong,
is
but
really
Doc
good.
Rivers,
Overrated.
the thing that that gets me about the Clippers is that Doc Rivers, from the jump, when he came there, tried to turn them into the West Coast version of the Celtics. A half-court team in the Western Conference. You got everybody running and gunning on you. You try to slow the game down.
Throwing alleys.
And when you got players like DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin, they're not half-court players. They're getting out in the lanes and
Yeah,
finishing,
yeah.
Lob City.
but I think he made DeAndre a better player.
No, he definitely made
yeah.
DeAndre a better
But
player.
any player's first point guard gonna make DeAndre Jordan the good player.
You mean Doc Rivers or Chris Paul?
No, I think Doc Rivers.
Okay.
I feel like
What did he do?
coaches do play a big part. Like if you look at Golden State,
Mhm.
Steve Kerr is not acting the same from JaVale McGee like other teams would. Other teams wanted him to be a star. Steve Kerr just telling him, listen, your role gonna be like 10 points. I mean, like 10 minutes. All we want is
You
like
can
8
tell him
points,
that
4
now
points.
because you saw him fail so much. Now you give him a little.
But look how
little
he's
He
fitting
actually
his
played
ro-
good in Denver.
He did.
played good.
Yes, he played good in
But
Denver.
then what? Like you're not. Your presence is not.
But
bringing
Denver,
Denver
no,
Nuggets
Denver
nowhere.
had a heavy front court,
Okay.
so it wasn't a lot of. It was too much going on. You had to make your decisions. It was a lot going on.
But in Denver, they were
looking.
looking for him to be like
Yeah.
one of the men, like top players. Now it's like Steve
Give him a
Kerr
little job and-
is using his whole roster, man.
Yo, he
To
played.
me,
yeah,
that's
They
great.
said he played the whole team. You
And
don't hear
that's
stuff
great,
like that.
and that's great coaching because
Yeah.
now you see what they got.
The whole team. Son. You see the young boy be wildin', Jordan Bell. That's his name.
Jordan Bell.
Young boy be
What's the
wildin'.
other dude they got? The small bony kid,
McCall?
McCall.
You got-
Even
The
the other
dude
nigga that
from
they traded
Houston
is
was
doing
wilding last night. What's his name?
From
The white guy. Caspi.
Cas- oh,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
okay.
He was wilding last night.
I'm about to say
Sacramento.
Sacramento. I said I was confused. Swaggy P gonna throw up a couple of shots. He might.
But he's gonna have those breakout games.
Yeah, he's gonna
To
have
me. Too many teams rely on their superstar,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know who night it is.
Yeah.
So just like the
Warriors changed
first
that,
game
though.
of the season, we
They
saw
changed
Swaggy P come out for 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine if he was somewhere else, they probably wouldn't even play him like that.
Mm-hmm. They changed that though. You know, the Warriors brought in that trend where you don't have to rely on the superstar to do everything.
And
You know what I'm saying? Like the Nets won the game against the Cavs with Dinwiddie leading them. D'Angelo
Exactly.
Russell wasn't even
Playing that
wasn't
day.
even
They
playing.
probably would have lost D'Angelo because
But I-
So it's like
that goes back to the Milwaukee. I feel like sometimes that makes teams more dangerous because you don't really know where it's coming from.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's
That's
why
what
Middleton,
Boston.
look at Middleton.
exactly,
Boston.
Look at Middleton against the Hornets the other night. 43. They got
exactly.
43 from Middleton.
Aaron Baines last night, 21.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
With Kyrie on the bench, they kept the lead.
mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like the disappointment in Cleveland is because LeBron dominates the ball.
Yeah.
It makes it easy to defend them.
yeah.
They have to have ball rotation, and they have to start making their players do things too. Like J.R. Smith is not just a shooter;
Yeah.
No,
he's a slasher
he's
too.
a slasher.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's-
So
Iman
lost
Shumpert,
that,
when he
though.
was on New York, he was a slasher.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. But Iman Shumpert said it himself. They made him a spot up shooter. He said that himself.
But that's going to be their Achilles heel. Like
Yeah.
we see, Cleveland is trying to play the same way they played the last 4 years. It worked
Yeah.
one time,
Yeah.
which took a game 7,
Mm-hmm.
which took coming back 3-1. So obviously you can't win that way.
Yeah.
Golden State
Their
and
ball doesn't
Golden
work.
State is they be leading the league in assists. Like they
Passes.
pass the ball. Like
What was
they,
it? Last night was their 8-30 assist.
yo, they like when I was watching the game, they was like on 31 field goals and 26 assists. Like
Like,
that's
you look at Boston.
great.
Boston won 10 straight, right? Kyrie's shooting like at the most 20 shots.
Yeah.
He's probably averaging like 15, 18 shots a game right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's
Because
cruising.
it's coming from every angle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like Minnesota have the players to do it, they just don't do it.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota.
That's another
I think
situation.
Minnesota messed up by getting rid of Rubio. For the team that they have, Rubio would have been a better point guard than
Jeff
T.
Teague.
Rubio
Yeah.
couldn't stay healthy. That's why they got rid of him.
Nah, but I would have ran with Rubio over Teague.
I feel like Minnesota got the problem the Lakers got. Who's the man?
It's supposed to be
Nah.
Cat
I think it's
and
a problem.
Wiggins.
No,
It
they
goes
got
back
to
to
be a
that.
You
Jimmy.
got Jimmy Butler,
No, it's not just Cat and
Wiggins,
Wiggins.
I don't
and
think
Cat.
it's Wiggins.
Who's the
I
man?
don't
Cat
think
and
it's
Wiggins.
I think it's
Cat and
Jimmy.
Wiggins.
No,
Who
Andrew
gets,
Wiggins.
is Andrew
I
Wiggins
think
and
the
they get the
problem
most
is
shots. Them two get the most shots.
the
It's
coach
Cat and
thing.
Wiggins. I'm telling you.
Thibodeau.
I would say had to be
who's
Jimmy.
Thibodeau?
It's not
who
Jimmy.
Thibodeau
It's
used to
not.
coach with? Doc Rivers.
Exactly.
He's another one of those
Hey,
half court.
don't like
coaches.
Doc Rivers.
No, it's not about.
I think
not
Doc
liking
Rivers is overrated.
Me is.
His best coaching job to me is when he had
I
T Mac
think
in
it-
Orlando.
But you got to see.
I think he hasn't changed with the times.
I think
like you
he
look at
did. I
Popovich.
think he
Popovich
changed that
changed with the
Boston team
times.
into a good defensive team.
But look
Oh,
what
he
he
did,
look
but
at the
that was
players.
Look who he had.
Look who he had. The Ray Allen wasn't a good defender. Or Paul Pierce
Never wasn't a
before
good
that.
defender.
Okay, so
They
he
wasn't
brought a couple of
nah,
pieces that wasn't
It's
that good.
KG. You
Okay,
added
you-
KG.
one good
yes,
piece
one
can
good
make the
defender
whole
could change
team.
your whole team.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
You're
one,
bugging.
somebody
One
somebody
good
like
defender
KG
can change your
with
whole
that
team.
One
mentality.
good
So
defender
alright,
can
so
go
alright.
to-
Other than Kawhi Leonard, who is a dominant defender on San Antonio?
Danny Green.
Then all right, that's two.
And that's two wings right there.
All right.
So inside the post, who did they have before Powell got there? That big nigga. Forgot his name.
Duncan.
No.
Splinter.
with him. Splinter, yeah. Tiago was holding that shit down there.
No, he
No, it
wasn't.
wasn't
He
Splinter.
was.
It was
No, he was
Splinter.
Yes,
He
it
was.
was Splinter. It was
No, he
son that
wasn't.
went
Hell
to
no.
Detroit.
Oh, y'all thinking about just because he got blocked by LeBron, but he
It
was
take-
not
it
that
take-
good.
it take-
He was a good
it take- it
defender.
take- it take- it takes
He wasn't a good
it
defender at all.
Well,
Not at all. He just
look
wasn't no
at look
dominant
at Durant.
defender.
Everybody say he's playing better
I think
defense.
he is. I think
He's
he is
second
playing
in the
that
league. That's surprising. He's second in the league in block right now.
He's
That's
7 feet.
amazing.
defense. Surprising.
He's 7 feet.
And he's blocking people like trying
Thibodeau-
to drive on
Thibodeau
him, and
has
he's
thoroughbreds.
swatting at
You
him.
got to remember when they have the luxury when they play their small ball. He's 7 feet. He could play century still.
Yeah.
So
He should move up
obviously
into defensive.
he could block
first team,
shots.
First, second team. We'll see. That'll
Like
be a
Tim-
good. That'll be
the
a
problem
good
with
thing to
Tim
He
know.
was
said that he
Tim's
said he want to be on the
got
defensive team.
You
Yeah,
got
that's
horses.
a good thing.
But
to
who
watch.
who
He's
you
not
think
running them.
who you think
They're
is the
not
main
running.
man on Minnesota?
They haven't,
I think it's Cat,
they haven't
I think
established
it's
that.
Cat too, but I think Jimmy
It's
is
Cat.
right there.
It's
and
Cat,
I think
but
Andrew Wiggins number 2.
I think it's Cat, but they want Jimmy Butler to take that
The
leadership, role.
And if you're a leader,
But he's like trying to like
No,
not
you're a
rough.
leader.
He's not trying to like
you're like
shake
If
up.
you're
The,
good
he's
too,
not
like,
trying to
he
shake
ain't
it up
leading.
too
Nah,
much.
but-
But teams like that never work.
Yeah, they
you
never
you
do.
have to
Don't
know
work. Somebody
the
has
man.
to step up and be like, "Yo, this is my
like
team."
like Paul George looks like he don't know what's going on right now. Like
because he
Melo is still
that's bad.
shooting.
Because Paul George
Look
used
at
to
it like
having the
this.
ball in his hand all
That's
the
what
time.
I'm saying.
It messed him up.
Well, you so
But
right.
I said that because I was like, Paul George needs the Melo could do the spot up, but Paul George needs to be a playmaker
Yeah.
to get his rhythm a little bit. Like I thought what I thought they would have did. I thought Paul George would have been able to like, all right, you start them together, and then you could have Paul George and Westbrook switch out because you can have two because they both playmakers. Paul George is not on the level of Westbrook, but he's a good playmaker where he can keep the offense.
So why
and stuff
don't
like that.
I see the coach? I see what he do. He put Melo on the bench and play Paul George with Westbrook.
I wouldn't do that.
Me, I would try to play Melo and Paul George together.
I would play.
We
I would
already
play with either
seen-
one of them.
I look play with either
No,
one.
but hear me out. We already seeing Russell run the show by himself last year. So you already know he could do that.
Yeah.
Put Paul George and Melo together with a couple bench players to see what they can
I
do.
think West Coast wilding though. Steven Adams balling.
He's balling.
He was
balling,
killing
bro.
last season too.
But the game is easier for him now.
Because
Cause
all you gotta do is
all you
catch
got-
rebounds
yeah,
and put that shit
that's
back.
it.
I think
Kansas
the plan
balling
was-
and Kansas doing good in New York, so he's doing okay in New York too.
But this is the problem with teams versus Golden State. Golden State got 4 to 5 lineups you gotta beat.
yeah.
You know what I mean? People only prepare for that starting lineup. But they got 4 lineups you gotta beat.
But I
You gotta
always
beat the
said
top
they
of the
always
fourth.
they had a deep team.
That joint with Livingston and Clay at the top of the fourth you gotta deal with.
You can't prepare
Clay
for
was
everybody when you go
burning
out.
it up last night, son.
And then when you get past that, you gotta deal with the death lineup to end the game.
You gotta have wing defenders with them niggas. That's all.
Nah,
a couple
I don't think it's
Y'all
that
say
simple.
it's
I don't
big
think it's
man.
that.
I
I
can't
don't
focus
think
on
it's
that.
that
Wing
simple.
defenders.
I don't think it's that simple to have wing defenders.
You can't focus on one.
You're not gonna
person.
have. You're not gonna have
Yeah,
You're not gonna have enough wing defenders on one team for that team.
You have to.
It's so
you
much,
need
but
more
it's
than
so
two.
much, but it's so much you got to focus
You
on.
ain't gonna have. You ain't gonna have
That's what I'm
much
saying.
more than
If
two.
you,
got
that's what I'm
more,
saying.
so much you gotta
You can't
focus
just
on.
have two. You got
And a good
you
guard,
got
and a good
Steph.
defensive
You
guard,
got
too.
Steph. You got KD. You got Clay. You got Draymond, and then you got Iggy. And like those, all 5 of them could put the ball on the floor. All of them could find the open
I
man.
would let Draymond put the ball on the floor and Clay.
But they are making.
Just saying,
Clay,
I would rather get the ball out of the main 2 hands.
I agree with that.
So you rather Draymond?
If I'm playing them and you gotta pick your poison, like if I'm going against the starting lineup, yo, Zaza gonna have to beat me in that first quarter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
You're gonna be.
that's easier said than done. You talking about the same people.
You have wing defenders. You have somebody that can guard.
have a-
KD,
you talking about
somebody that
people
can
who
guard Steph.
You talking about people who don't need the ball
Guarding
in their
KD
hand.
is like two. Is like one
Like Steph
person in the
Curry.
league.
All
Like,
right, you
Right.
keep
It's
Steph
not
Curry
easy.
from
It's not
dribbling.
saying it's easy.
That's fine. Steph Curry's gonna turn to Reggie Miller and start running around the court like
and
crazy.
then get the spot up.
But then
the
you're not.
release is quick.
Then you're not hitting them on them picks.
You can't hit him on the picks.
You
They're
can give
gonna
him
call
one.
foul.
Get the foul. Give him one.
How
Yo,
many
slow
times
down,
you
man.
gonna do that? He's gonna keep doing it.
But this is
That's another thing. Playing
The refs are
physical
gonna
with
shut
them.
that
Playing
down,
physical
like,
with
yo,
them is going.
like, listen.
I think playing physical
You
with
can't
them
hit him
work
like
before
that.
KD can. You
This
can't
is-
do it with KD.
This is the thing. Like
Mhm.
I feel like people play their hand against them. You know what I mean? Once they go small, you go small.
They try to keep up with them. That's what it is.
But you can't do that though.
Y'all think it's big man. I
they
think
got
they.
this-
It seems that it seems
Because they
that
have
you
a thing that
keep
they
on
do.
keeping
If you
on.
try to match that and you don't do that, you're gonna get killed. I
But-
think you have to
but
be
like
able to
Chris
do that
said,
already.
then
Look
you
what
got-
the Rockets do.
You gotta pick your poison. If you got that depth lineup, Draymond and Iguodala gonna have to beat me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, look at
but
all-
those are
look at what
those
the Rockets
are,
do.
Those are
You
like,
saw what the Rockets
they're
did?
gonna find the they're gonna
The
find
first-
That's
the
not,
defense, too.
it's not
best
just the
shot.
first game, but that's like what they do.
How they
from
play
time to time.
it.
It's
No, that's
like-
first game.
and then on top of
in
the
general.
Rocket game was good, but
Beat
you're
them
not
last year,
you're not
still got
getting
shot
20 out of
No, I'm
PJ
saying, like, in
Tucker.
general, that's what the Rockets.
PJ
That's
Tucker's
what
a
you have to
defender.
do.
But you're not getting 20 out of him.
You're not. Well, you're not gonna get 20 out
Ryan
every
Anderson's
game.
the five.
Yeah,
But
you
if they
get
let-
the defense, but you're not getting 20 out of him.
And nobody's gonna guard him, so he just gotta hit his shots.
Look what they did. They basically had Harden. It was like a 1 and 4 out. It was like a one in box.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It was Harden as the primary ball handler at the top of the key, and then you had a bunch of shooters to spread the floor.
But
So it's like
what
Curry-
did they do?
Curry didn't have any help.
But did you see what James Harden did?
Yeah,
He waited until they put the switch off, and he waited till he got Curry on him.
yeah.
People don't play them like that.
Mhm.
Like
Well,
most people try to go through Klay Thompson.
And he was attacking, so it's like you have to help because like we know Curry probably can't stop James Harden.
Houston
But now I'm
don't.
leaving Ryan Anderson.
Houston
on
don't
Rizzo.
have. Houston don't have the depth for them.
They have the
don't.
right mentality.
They
It's
got
just-
the right mentality.
This is a question.
And
do
they got
have
better
the-
defenders.
Do you
This
have the
year.
personnel?
Got better
Because look
defenders.
at it like this: Eric
To go
Gordon.
against who? Golden
Eric
State?
Gordon can spread the floor. He's also a threat to attack.
Nah,
Who's the
he is.
defender?
Against
Who's the better
Golden State?
defenders?
Eric Gordon.
PJ
Yeah.
Tucker, Mabute, Trevor
Wait.
Ariza.
To stop who?
To stop who?
I think that Mabute could play defense on Kevin Durant.
Nah,
Okay.
He's a good defender.
Yes.
he's a good defender.
That's why I picked him up.
Or Kevin Durant?
Tarantula?
Well,
Nobody can guard
this
Kevin
is what I'm saying. Y'all, who is
We're
the
talking-
player
we're
that
talking
y'all
about
looking
just-
at
we're just
that's
talking
not
about somebody that
Mabute?
can-
Who-
Nah, I think
Except for Kawhi
I
Leonard.
think there's more player in the NBA who got Kevin Durant.
Who's that?
Who?
Anthony Davis. I really believe he could guard
On the
Kevin
perimeter,
Durant.
no.
Yes, he
cannot.
can guard Kevin
All
Durant.
game?
Son.
All game?
Yes, he
Put him
can.
on.
I don't think so.
Yes, he can.
No.
I don't think so.
Anthony Davis knows how to guard Kevin Durant.
Check that up. It's
We'll see.
We're gonna see when they play.
They definitely play.
He has this.
I don't think they're gonna let him do that.
He
though.
got
I don't
the
think they're
length.
gonna say, "Here, that's your assignment for the game."
But Durant got
But
the shakers though.
But
There's
back
no,
to
He's gonna
who
rock
else-
this nigga in the
there's no
perimeter.
big man
he's
that
gonna rock
And then
this
you got
ready for that.
but you got to go back on the other end and guard him too.
Well, they don't have to
What
do
else?
that. They don't have to play it like that.
So who's gonna guard Anthony Davis on their team?
Who do they got on the other team? Who they got on the power forward? Draymond Green and Zaza.
And which one of them is gonna? Who's gonna go? You're not playing Draymond or Anthony Davis. You're not gonna
Who
do
you putting
that.
them on then?
You're gonna put KD on him.
No, who you putting Draymond Green on to defend?
On New Orleans,
Mhm.
be real with you, I don't know the other 3 star.
Well, you're not gonna put him on anybody. You're gonna
Draymond
use
could
him.
guard
They-
Cousins
they-
or AD.
That's what I'm
like I said,
saying.
they got-
That's
they
who
got-
you're gonna put him on.
That's
You're
what
gonna,
they do
you're gonna use your best
Dray-
defender on their best.
Draymond only could guard big men who can't score. He can't guard.
No,
He can't
that's not
guard
true.
Whiteside.
That's not true.
He can't
He
guard
shuts Blake
Cousins.
Griffin down.
Blake Griffin's not a big man like them.
He is a big
Blake
man.
Griffin is a shooter.
No,
He don't
come
don't
on.
post as much as these players.
He's a big man.
But he's
he
not.
does shut him
no,
down.
no, he don't shut Blake down.
You do shut
Alright,
Blake
They
down.
shut
But-
Blake through a team effort. It's not Draymond.
All right, so on that, we was going through biggest disappointments and biggest.
Did we hit it?
Can I
Well, no,
can I
we
say
didn't-
one
we-
yeah, we
surprise?
didn't hit. We didn't hit.
We
everything.
hit something, but it led to a nice
Can I just
conversation. I like that.
Can I say a surprise? And because I'm a fan, my Knicks.
Next on
6
surprise.
and 5. They
I
6
would
and
agree.
5.
I would
They're a
agree.
surprise.
Tim
Now,
Hardaway
when
Jr.
you
is
say
playing good
surprise-
right now.
Do you think, as a fan, obviously, that they can sustain this? Where do you see this ceiling going for the Knicks?
We thought me and
I
Gordon
had
said
them
we
in the playoffs, but now did y'all? Well, you're not shocked because you had them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Where you think they ceiling at? You still got them making the playoffs? Any elevated standard?
I still got them making the playoffs, but I still see that as like mid to low seed right now. Realistically,
start.
Six
It's a start.
to 6 to 8.
I'm not
It's a
gonna
start.
call
And those are
maybe
celebrated through
maybe
3 or 4
even a
games.
5. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even a 5.
But you gotta understand, New York ceiling is so low.
It is. That's a success.
Being a 9th seed is a come up.
No, it's not.
That's
Being
a
an
come up.
8th
That's a
seed is a
come up.
come up for
No,
them.
Being an
Their
8th seed
ceiling is that low.
No.
Their ceiling is really that low.
No.
Like
No,
a
their
six,
ceiling is
You know
low,
what?
a
but
six,
not.
a 6
you don't
game winning
celebrate-
streak
You don't celebrate.
have
that.
the city raving because
Of course.
they're not used to winning nothing.
You know
You're
what?
right.
And the
You're
best thing about the situation is like not having any expectations.
That's
But I
easy.
never
That's
understood that.
You
'cause
play with house money.
I got a lot of Knicks fans.
You
I
play
work
with house money.
and they talking about they don't have high expectations for the
You
Knicks to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
What do you mean you waiting for draft picks?
No.
Well,
No,
I don't
I'm
know
not
if they
talking
waiting
about
for
that.
draft
I'm
picks.
saying
They
not
say they
having.
want the Knicks to lose this year so they can get a draft pick next year.
Nah,
No,
they
I
have
don't
I don't know
think-
about that.
I
That's
don't
for
even
sure.
know about
Nah,
it.
I don't
think that.
No, I never cared for that.
I think they
tanking.
still trying to
I
do the
never
free
cared for that
agency. I think
tanking
they still
stuff,
trying to
yo.
look in free agency because
I
they
never
have the
cared.
money.
I
they
never
have
cared
the
for that
money,
tanking stuff, yo.
and they have this rookie that we got to see. Nick Ntilikina.
He
I never
a
gotta
nice
see.
little- he a
that
nice little
stuff, yo.
passer.
I'm
Yeah,
more
we got to
about
see.
I'm more about establishing something,
Mhm.
establishing
To see.
some kind of culture, some kind of identity, and then trying to add people to that.
If
Based on what you do.
Porzingis bring this team
Yeah,
to the playoffs, this is a hit on Carmelo's
because he's a
legacy.
center.
Yeah.
Because he's the
Hit on
centerpiece.
Carmelo's
This would be a
legacy.
huge hit on
Yeah,
Carmelo's
yeah.
legacy.
Yeah,
What would you
would.
say if KP brought this team to the playoffs without Melo?
I think Carmelo.
What was going on last year? The reason.
Because look at it like this: Tim Hardaway Jr. is playing.
They
good.
trying
Let's
to play
say
the
that.
triangle.
Yeah, that's another
They
thing.
trying to play the
The
triangle.
system was not for this
They
team.
was trying to play the triangle last year.
I was just thinking, why they
Still,
wasn't
Carmelo should
successful?
have brought them to the playoffs.
No, no.
Yo, this ain't that relevant, but a disappointment on the low to me is Sacramento.
Why?
You thought that? What did you?
They have a decent balance of veterans
Just
and
won a game last
superstar on
night.
that team.
there's no superstar, but they got a decent balance of veterans and young people.
I got the rookie of the year on that team.
They won what? They won
Yeah.
one game?
Yeah,
But
fine.
question,
Two
though.
games. They just beat OKC.
Oh,
last
okay.
night.
They,
What you say?
I said I got the rookie of the year on that team.
over
Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons is on Sacramento.
Before Ben Simmons was gone, I'm
De'Aaron
saying that's who
Fox?
I had. Yeah, that's who I had.
Over Ben Simmons?
Yeah, that's who I had.
Darren Fox look better than Lonzo Ball right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everybody
a lot,
look
of,
better
not,
than
a lot of people look bad. Not everybody.
Everybody looks better.
Majority of them look.
Nah, everybody, yo.
What's your
Okay.
biggest problem with Lonzo Ball?
Biggest problem? I mean,
Think
he
he's
just
off.
he's not. He can't score.
Nah, that's a big.
He can't score.
Can't score.
He looked to pass too much instead of
You know,
scoring.
Yeah,
he's not aggressive. That's
I think I just think he
just
needs to
I
put
don't
on
think
muscle
he
aside.
has-
I think he's off.
He
But,
doesn't have that-
last, even though he didn't score a lot, last night he was playing aggressive. See,
Yeah, he
was
took a lot of
driving and
shots
stuff
and
like
just
that. That's why I said I
missed.
think
You
he's
can
soft.
and
missed.
that's what you got to do because you'll be a better passer. Like
Yeah.
if everybody if people know
You ain't gonna.
You looking to pass the whole time.
Yeah,
They're not gonna really defend you like that.
Only
Exactly.
Rondo get away with that.
Yeah,
Rondo
but look who
He's
Rondo had with
He's
it.
an elite passer.
But I
don't think
mean,
he's
when
on
I say
Rondo
that-
level yet.
When I say he can't,
Who's the elite
I
passer?
don't think
Rondo.
he can't score.
Yeah,
When I say he can't score, it's like you look at what he's doing out there. It's like the moves aren't that great.
Nah, but if you look at it, he's
His
missing
shot
a
is
lot of
weird. He's
layups.
missing
And I
a lot.
think
He's
that
He's
he's
missing.
missing a lot of layups, and I think
Yeah,
that's
he's
the
missing layups, he's
softness.
missing
He's
shots.
missing layups.
But one thing people gotta remember: the pressure that's on.
Mm-hmm.
His pops put a lot of
But
pressure
they
on
say
him.
he
But hey, the pressure been
his
on a lot
health
of
there. He
people.
not
They came out and performed.
But how many people had this high expectation coming out?
Braun.
That's
But
it.
besides LeBron, who else?
Nobody else.
So his like
Shaq, Braun.
You're going far back.
I mean,
Well,
all
guess-
these people were all time
Because,
greats.
and you
though.
got to remember the Lakers. You got to remember Magic Johnson.
That's
You
right.
got to remember.
That's what I was
saying.
They
saying.
traded
That's
D'Angelo
crazy.
Russell.
You said exactly what you said word for word.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said word for word.
so you know what I mean. And his dad, we got high
Yeah.
hopes on this guy.
It's a lot. It's a
But
lot. about
like
it.
I
It's a lot
said,
about it.
But
He's
think
gonna-
about it,
he's
though.
gonna
His
get
dad's
better.
been talking.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get. It's just
His
his
dad's been
first
talking
rookie
since he was in
year.
high school. And he's performed
Yeah.
all
He's
this time.
first
To me,
rookie
he
year.
just don't look like a basketball player.
Yeah, he looks like he doesn't fit in. He
Like
looks like a
he-
he
yeah.
looks like a
I
little
watched him. I watched a lot of, not a lot, but I
No,
watched a few. of his
Darren
games.
Fox.
Kuzma looks better than him right now
Yeah.
as a Laker.
A
he
lot of
look-
Lakers look better.
But
than
he
him.
looks,
KCP.
Lonzo Ball look like a little kid amongst boys.
Like-
right
like-
now.
like-
He is. Why is 21 or 20?
But I'm just saying. But LeBron James was 18, looking
Yeah,
like a
he-
man
yeah,
amongst
he-
boys.
that-
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Can't compare.
I'm not
can't
comparing, but I'm just
nobody
saying,
to
just
LeBron.
because you're young doesn't. Carl Anthony
When
Towns is what?
KD came,
Carl
when
Anthony,
KD came out, he was a little young.
but he averaged 20. He averaged 20 in rookie season.
He averaged 20 because he is a scorer.
But
He's not a pass- not a passer.
Cat, what is Cat? What's Cat?
So
19, 20,
what do
21?
they consider LeBron?
People respected Melo.
LeBron is one of the greatest players. We know nobody in the league currently playing is one of the greatest players ever, except for LeBron.
Kevin Durant is.
Yeah, Kevin
Okay,
Durant.
well, that's a conversation for
And
another day.
Steph Curry is.
Conversation for another day. But in a lot of fact circles right now, not transjecting from Kevin Durant. Right now, LeBron James. So you can't compare anybody to LeBron right now. Let's just pump the brakes, please.
So on the LeBron topic,
Lonzo Ball is disappointing, man.
very disappointing.
think
On the
you gonna
LeBron
say Doc
topic,
Rivers.
let's discuss what number game is this?
What amount of games Jordan and LeBron just played? To,
1,072 or 72, 76, something like that. They just played the amount of games Jordan played for his career. Bron just hit it. Bron, only thing Bron got less than him in scoring. Bron got like 1,000 or 2,000 more assists and rebounds.
Let's start with goal. Michael LeBron.
Mike,
All right, why?
I guess because Jordan was just, he had that killer instinct. He wanted to win. He did everything he could to win.
Mhm.
Not saying that Bron's not doing it, but I think, it takes, like, Jordan went through the gauntlet, you know what I'm saying? Just like LeBron had to do it.
Mhm.
He wasn't given, people expected him, he was the star, the league darling, but after a while it was like, I don't think a scoring champ can win a title. Everybody's like, you gotta be like Magic or you gotta be like Bird. And Jordan,
So Michael was the first scoring champ to win the title?
yeah, like dominant scoring champ to win the title. You know what
No
I'm saying?
other scoring champ
I
wins.
mean, there was other scoring champs that won the title, but people were saying like because of his style of play, because he was a wing player, like a wing scoring champ can't win the title.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? He has to play like Magic or he has to play like Bird.
Mhm.
And then he broke through that.
Mhm.
And finally won. Once he did that, it was like, and then he was still tested throughout the years, but he still came and he still performed. You know what I'm saying? It's like Mike was just, he came to perform. Every time it was time the lights was on, he was there. And it was like, nah, this guy's a dude. Like every time we try to put something against him, it doesn't work. He's still performing.
What did they put against him?
No, every time we try to come with something to like maybe not give him that title for, not give him that, not big him up about, or give him that praise, he knocks it out the park. Like, he can't shoot. He he has a 3-point record for a final and a half. Oh, he can't pass. He has like 11 triple doubles in 12 games.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, he can't play defense and lead the league in scoring. He gets the defensive player of the year, gets a scoring title
Mhm.
and the MVP. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he needs a dominant center. He needs a dominant center. He didn't win with any dominant centers.
So when you say Mike is better, right?
Yeah.
At what exactly? Like
I guess he's a better scorer.
Okay, I'll give
He's
you that.
more. I think he's more clutch. I think he's a better defender.
I can't agree with that, but keep going.
Like I guess that's about it.
So, overall, all-around player, you think Mike is a better all-around player than LeBron James?
Yeah, because I think with given the tools that he has, as it pertains to like playing the game and winning
Mhm.
or whatever, or bringing it to the game, bringing it to the court, and it translating to wins, I think Jordan's better.
So why Jordan couldn't get it done in the 80s? Why it took the 90s?
I mean, you gotta look at it like this: he was a young player in that era, had some of the greatest teams ever.
Okay, like
He's not beating them by himself or even with a little bit of help. You're not beating the Lakers, Showtime with no help. You're not beating the Celtics with no help. You're not
I
beating
mean,
the
you
Pistons.
could at least put up a fight. I mean, Isaiah Thomas beat him.
He beat them, but Isaiah Thomas had a team with him.
That players he made better.
No,
Why
Chuck
Michael-
Daly made that team better.
Why Michael couldn't make the players he had with him better?
Chuck Daly made that team better.
So did Isaiah.
Isaiah was the point guard for that team, but he didn't make. Joe Dumars got Finals MVP. That wasn't because of Isaiah Thomas.
All right, what's your belief on Joe and LeBron?
I think it's 50-50.
All right.
People gonna say MJ because he's 6-0. But all around play, I think LeBron got it.
Why?
As far as what you mean, like,
Why would you say LeBron got it over MJ?
he's just a better all around player, and he make people better. I don't think Jordan made anybody better.
Do you agree with that?
No, don't.
So who had Jordan?
My thing is this: with Michael, people look past all the bad with Michael Jordan. We only focus on the good. I feel like all around player, LeBron is way better. Better rebounder, better passer. I'll give Michael the scoring. I think LeBron's a better defender because he could guard more positions. Then I have to look at the head coach. Michael had an all-time great head coach, Phil Jackson. LeBron hasn't had one. But he's took 4 different coaches to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Now, imagine if LeBron wasn't such a good passer. He could average 30 every year if he wanted to, too. You know what I'm saying? Then I also got to look at the fact that the 6-0 thing, to me, it don't hit as hard because I don't feel like Michael had to play a team like Golden State in the finals
Or San Antonio.
or San Antonio. I don't even, in my opinion, I don't even think he beat a team better than Oklahoma, where you had to go through Russ. You had to go through Russ and KD. You know what I'm saying? When you look at all the great teams like Boston, Michael never beat Boston. But people don't talk about that. They talk about the 63 he dropped on them. Michael lost to Detroit 3 times. He beat the Pistons once. But we talk about the time that he beat them. Like, he went and lifted weights. Magic and them didn't have to lift weights to beat him. Now, I feel like he dominated the weakest era in basketball. Like, if you look at, like, the competition that he beat, what do you think about that? The competition he played in the 90s.
I mean, I don't think you can compare eras.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we do this in retrospect.
But you just brought up the 80s with Michael,
Yeah, I said
and then brought it into the 90s. So that's comparing the eras.
no. That's not comparing eras. I said you asked me why did he win in the '80s. I said because
No, he didn't win in the 80s. Why he won in the
you
90s?
asked me why didn't he
Oh,
win
okay.
in the '80s,
Uh-huh.
and I said because there were great teams and he didn't have that much help going against those teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's not going to beat the Lakers or the Celtics or the Pistons with no help. He's not going to beat some great teams on being a one-man show. It's not possible.
So when he finally beat Magic, Magic didn't have the help. Are you trying to say that?
No, it was a collection of things.
So you think
He finally had a system. That's why he broke through the Pistons.
the
He was
NBA
finally a part of a system that was working. He had a coach, he had a system, and he believed in the system.
Uh-huh.
And he played within that system.
and what was that system?
The triangle offense with Phil Jackson.
So how
he
do you-
started trusting John Paxson to hit a shot if he's triple team or double team. You know, he started trusting Scottie Pippen to bring up the ball and set the play up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference when you have a system around because then your numbers go down. He doesn't have to do a triple-double every night or have great all-around numbers. He can still be a dominant player,
So you're
but
saying he had
his
the better,
usage rate can go
so
down.
you're saying he had the better coach and the better team?
No, he had a better coach, but the team got better because of what was going on, the culture, where everybody was included. John Paxson's included now. Pippen, Horace Grant, all those people are being used for what they have, for what they bring to the team now. Like, hey, you can step out and hit a short jumper. You can get the ball in the post and catch it 3
So
times
who
in the
made them
post and
better,
score.
the coach or Michael?
Both.
So explain them winning 55 games without Michael.
The culture. Because
Okay.
even
That
if he's
is-
not there, they can still win with that culture.
That's all great points.
that
That's
go-
a big.
so
This
that-
is a
so-
big
so-
topic.
So that means they had a good team.
This is a big topic. So I don't think we're gonna get through it now. We can table this
Yeah, we gonna have,
conversation.
we're gonna have the Jordan LeBron